Hi friends, and welcome back to Thriftmas day 11. I'm feeling really good today. I just took my son to get his haircut, although he didn't want to sit by himself this time around, so I had to sit with him. So I'm covered in like teeny tiny little baby hairs. So if you see any of those, I keep brushing them off of me. But anyway, then we went and got some pizza, so that was fun. And I'm here a little bit earlier since I'm not coming straight from work today. So it's like 2 o'clock, and usually I would be here at 4 o'clock after work. I know I've been getting a lot of comments about what do I find is the best time of day to go. It really depends. It is store dependent. I've found that this time of day works well for me. There's a lot of new carts out, but I normally can't go during the weekday because I am at work. So sometimes if I have an appointment or if I'm off work for some reason like today, I can stop at other times, but I'm not usually there right at store opening or something. So for all I know, it might be better, but I also think it's going to be very store dependent and even location dependent. All Goodwills might not have the same process even in my area. I could drive 10 miles over to the next town and it could be different. So find out your store, get to know it. People have been also asking why I've been shopping at the same store. It's just a little bit of experiment. It's just a little bit of fun for Thriftmas to go to the same store every single day and see what we can find. So speaking of that, it is time to go shop the new racks, to go shop the new carts and see what goodies we can find. Also, I want to know, I've been liking doing these little holiday polls. So what type of meat or entree, if you're not a meat eater, would you normally have at a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day feast? So for example, I make ham for my family. I know a lot of people do roast beef. I know some people still do turkey. What else do people do? I want to know. Let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's go. Hello.
Right off the bat, I'm seeing little grab bags, and I don't know if I just have never looked down while I was getting my cart or if this is maybe something new they are starting. So I'm taking a look to see if I see anything that would be good, like stocking stuffers or some little gems. I've been seeing a lot of yarn recently in this store, but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. But then of course we made a beeline over to the new rack. There's still these carts of stuff sitting all over the floor. But yeah, we're going to see what we can find. I love that color. That's my absolute favorite color, that dusty rose pink. So I just decided to show you guys real quick. I always grew up as a lavender liker, but I've moved to pink. All right, so I'm seeing some Levi's, and I am considering these for me. And spoiler alert, I do get them. They fit me great. And yeah, so I was pretty excited about that right off the bat. I've been looking to replace some of my shorts that I've had embarrassingly long, like middle school or high school. So that was a good grab. Okay, here is La Vie. This is a Rebecca Taylor brand. I cannot tell you if I like selling Rebecca Taylor or not, because some days I would say, yeah, I love it. And then other days I'd be like, I'm never picking it up again. So I can't decide. But for the $5 plus the coupon, I do pick it up today. I think it's a cute style. I think I can sell it for 25 to 30. I just need to be more realistic in what I am pricing. I think that's been part of my problem in the past, is just seeing Rebecca Taylor thinking, OMG, it retails for so much. He's taken that card away. I need to be better at pricing. I just know that I need to go back and maybe look at some of my listings, because it will sell, but they're not all going to sell, amazingly. But I had a blazer from Rebecca Taylor sell for $60 recently. So that was great. All right, I'm looking at this Uniqlo. I've been enjoying selling Uniqlo basics. I was trying to see if this had any wool in it, and I do not see any English writing on this tag. So I was really struggling with it, and time is money, so I did end up leaving it. All right, all of a sudden I see some Hudson. These are the flap jeans. When they have that detail on the back, those are some of the best sellers. I like that they're a little bit, I think they're skinny. There might just be a slim skinny. They don't look like a pencil skinny. And I really enjoy selling Hudson. I won't pay much more than this for Hudson, but it does typically sell around $35 for me, sometimes a little lower, sometimes a little higher. And, with that back pocket design, that's definitely a good pickup. So I'm feeling good about that one too. I did see when I came in that there's quite a few new racks out again today. I obviously can't tell if there's new carts yet over there. It's hard to see that from the front of the store, but fingers crossed. I've been finding a lot of good things for, my family, finding a lot of great things to resell. We found some hard goods yesterday to resell, which was unexpected, but always happy to learn new things. I definitely still have to do my research, especially about that lamp. I think the Journey Girls doll is going to be pretty easy for me to get listed now that I've been through that once before, and I'm not going to stick it in my death pile like I did last time. But the lamp I certainly need to do some research on before I get it listed. But I'm not putting it downstairs. I'm not putting it upstairs. I'm going to leave it in my way so that I keep seeing it until I can get it listed, and then I'll put it away safely, of course, until it sells. U.S. Polo Association, do not mix up with Polo Ralph Lauren. They are not in any way connected. Really high retail on that Sean John sweater. I guess that surprised me a little bit. All right, this looked like it was good quality and it had a nice tag. It's the brand Calibrate. When I looked it up, it appears to be sold at Nordstrom. I did end up leaving it there, but just thought that one was interesting. Maybe something I'd experiment with like at the bins when I had a lower cost of goods. But for today, that one ended up staying behind. All right, here's one I do end up grabbing. This is Chico's, and it is a linen blend. It is a size 2. I don't often pick up Chico's at my Goodwill retail stores. I'll just grab it at the bins, but I loved this. I thought the colors were beautiful. I think that's going to do really well. All right, so you're seeing my squirrel moment of I literally get distracted and I head over. This is a vintage suede jacket. Suede is very in trend right now. Vintage items like this can do really well, but it did not have a Goodwill tag, so I was pretty sure they weren't going to sell it to me, and I was in a rush, so I didn't end up dealing with it. However, this Eddie Bauer was, standard price, and it's a big size. I think it was an XL or a 2XL, and that'll probably sell around 30 to 35 for me. I really struggled with not picking this up. That's probably one of those things that'll haunt me a little bit if it had been marked, and then that was kind of the final, like if it had had a tag, I probably would have grabbed it, but that mark right there, I think did it for me. That made me decide to leave it behind. That was a really cute Zara. It is a new tag. I thought this might have been another Eddie Bauer, but it was not. And then I'm like, all right, I got to get back on track. Let's go back to the new rack where we were and see what else we can find. I was trying to see if that felt like anything wool or cashmere, and I decided it different. I'm seeing more Chico's here, and there's one more that I'll pick up that I'll show you. This is the wrinkle free line. I've sold almost this exact same. It was actually purple, but I've sold this style from Chico's a few times. I'm only going to list it for like $28. I'll list it on Poshmark. I'll list it for $24.99 on eBay because I usually list a little lower, but it's going to sell. It sells every time. I might only make a $10 profit, but since I have sold that, I just know it'll sell. And so I feel a little bit more comfortable paying $5 for it than some of the other Chico's ones that I know might sit in my closet longer. This I wanted to show you, American Eagle. The plus size jeans do a lot better for me than the smaller sizes. I'm still not going to pay $7 for it because they won't necessarily sell for more money. I also list those at $28, $24.99 on Poshmark. I'm sorry, backwards. $28 on Poshmark, $24.99 on eBay. I don't change the price based on the size, but I do see that the plus size jeans from American Eagle tend to sell a lot faster. All right, so this one is interesting. I'm trying to decide if this might be a good item to pick up for my husband. It is, I believe, a faux leather, but it's in really great condition. I think this is a style he would really like, and if not, it's definitely something that I would resell. So I think either way this is going to come home with me, and then later on I'll decide what I'm going to do with it. I'm just verifying the material because Guess does sometimes have real leather, and they do sometimes have faux leather, so you'll have to check those. I have a leather jacket at home from Guess that is real leather. It's red. I wear it all the time. It's super cute. I don't pick up Guess often, but the leather like bomber jackets seem to be an exception to that rule for me. I did comp that and decided that it was worth picking up. This was another one that just kind of looked interesting, and it was wool made in Hong Kong, so it seems like it would be vintage. I looked this up. I ended up leaving it, but it might have been another one that on a different day I might have experimented with. Sometimes I'm just making game day decisions, and something I pick up today, I might leave behind tomorrow, or vice versa. So you never know. Is anybody else like that? It's just kind of like what you're in the mood for. All right, here are some more Flex Fire Hose jeans. These are from Duluth, and you can see there's 2 of them, back to back. And then there's a third one that's going to be Duluth. It's not the Fire Hose, but it is Duluth. So that tri-spec, so I pick all 3 of these Duluth ones up. 2 of them are the Fire Hose, 1 is not, but they're all great sizes. They're bigger sizes, so those tend to do better. This tri-spec one, since it was with those, it also made it seem like it's probably quality, but I ended up leaving that behind. I do go back and comp that, and I decided that one didn't have quite as good of a sell-through rate as the Duluth. All right, here's a really, really good find. If you've been a devout Thriftmas follower, you'll remember me leaving behind a Wilson's leather jacket on, I don't know, like day 2 or 3, something like that. But this one I liked even better. I kind of had decided in my head, you saw me like not turn the price tag over right away because I was deciding if it was under $30, I was going to grab it. And then I flipped to the price tag and it was $25. It's in great condition. It's men's. It's a big size. I'm really excited about that one.
Okay, so if you remember Thriftmas Day, I don't know, 3, 4, I don't remember, I passed on that Wilson's jacket and I got a lot of comments like, oh, you should have grabbed that jacket, my jackets sell really well, which I knew I could make some money on, but I decided to pass it. I just didn't want to deal with it. So when I saw this one, I was like, oh, that is beautiful. It is so soft. It's in so much better condition. So if you saw me, I didn't flip the price tag right away because I was inside deciding, okay, what price would this need to be for me to pick it up? And in my head, I said $30 and I flipped it over and it was $25. So this one, I think is coming home with me today. It's a size extra large. I honestly don't even know if it's men's or women's yet. Probably women's with the fur, but who knows? So this is coming home with me. And what is going on with the men's cargo pants? I picked up all of those Prana and Mountain Khakis yesterday, and now I'm coming home with all these Duluths. Full cart club again.
Back to the new racks, but right away I'm recognizing this one from yesterday. I remember all these kids' clothes, so I'm just doing a quick sweep to make sure it doesn't look like they added anything new, and they didn't. On the next rack, I wanted to show you these Eddie Bauer corduroy pants. I'm not going to grab these for $7, but I love grabbing these at the bins. They sell pretty well for me. The style name is always right there written on the inseam, so I'm able to look them up and get all the keywords and everything for that too. All right, here's a really good find. This is a higher end brand. It is Hobbs London, and I've only found this once before, only recently, and so it has not yet sold. But these are like a pair of wide leg trouser pants, and I'm probably gonna list those like 50 to 60, so we'll see how those do. Okay, shout out to Cedar Point. I am from Ohio, and so Cedar Point is near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love roller coasters, and it is like the best theme park on the planet, in my opinion. I also just thought all these t-shirts were cool. All of the national parks. I feel like I might have seen some of these in a previous Thriftmas day. I was kind of trying to see the size on those to see if my sister would like them, but they are much too big for her, unfortunately. But getting through these racks, some of these I really think I have seen on a different day, but there's definitely some new stuff mixed in, so I think they probably just added to the rack. Somebody donated their entire collection. These all look like a similar buyer of maybe a lot of board shorts and a lot of t-shirts, lots of Hurley shorts, so you never know. You never know what you're going to get here. Here's another Marshall's tag, just a Hippies Rose, but I was trying to find a brand on these to see if they were anything good. I never found anything, so they just look like maybe a Amazon special or something like that. But they were in great condition. So on the next rack, the first thing I find is this Maeve tank top. I like selling Maeve. This does say Anthropology on it, so it's a little bit of a newer style. This color is always kind of trendy. I think people just really like it. I like picking up Spider, but this is really too basic and it has grease stains all over it, so that is going to be an absolute leave behind for me. All right, this was a super cute sweater, but I had a hard time looking it up because George period. The reason I ended up looking it up is because it said it was made in the UK, but it's so hard to differentiate George, like the Walmart brand, so I ended up leaving it. As I was going from one section to the next, I saw some belts. This is one of those ratchet belts. This is really nice. So I'm going to grab that one for sure. It looks like it has comps maybe around 25. This was a great find. This is a Brighton belt, which I have sold before. These like vintage Brighton belts seem to do pretty well. I found one at the bins once and it sold in like less than a month, I think. I also then found this Vineyard Vines. I think this is a boys belt. I'm trying to decide if there's a little bit too much wear here, but for now I just grabbed them all off of that rack and I'm going to see if I want to keep them or not. This I thought was really beautiful. I did not recognize the tag, but I loved kind of the lace detailing on the bottom. It says Hinano Tahiti. It's not like a special fabric. It's not linen. I'm just showing you that wear on the belt. I decided to leave that one behind. But with that Hinano blouse, I decided to leave that one behind because I just couldn't find comps that supported it. I was making sure that wasn't a Free People Movement top. It looked like a very similar style. Okay, do you see that new rack coming out? I've got my eye on it for sure.
I made it over to that car. I had to patiently wait my turn, but I did, and I just like pretended to be looking at something else nearby. So let me show you some goodies that I was able to grab. A couple I have to look up to decide if they're worth it, but let me show you.
The first find was this men's button down, and this is Ariat. It's a nice big size, and I would put money on that this was never even washed. It says it's the Pro Series. I haven't even looked it up because I just knew it's going to sell well. This is a Carhartt t-shirt. It says it's the Force shirt. The only reason I grabbed this was because it was $2.99. It'll probably only sell for $15 or so, but it will sell. I do end up paying up for this Zara. This is $12.99, but it is a duck down puffer jacket. Duck down just does so well for me, these puffer jackets. I do have that 20% off coupon, so it's going to be around $10. I sell these things all year long for some reason, and we are in winter right now, so it seemed like a pretty solid sale. I really liked this cabbie blazer. These like nautical striped blazers do decently well for me. I think it's just a classic style. You got the yachty people, the preppy people, plus it is a small, so I'll be able to wear that before I get it sold, which is always kind of just a selling factor for me. I really liked these airy leggings. These are going to be for me. I think I've mentioned before, I really like finding the long yoga boot cut leggings, and these were my small size. They were extra small, and they look really, really long, but they fit me beautifully. So I have some that I've like worn to the ground that these are going to replace.
I was showing you my cart over here by the bags. I was trying to like tuck away, and I saw this really beautiful blue leather. And I was like, that looks nice. And it is. It's real leather. And I looked inside. It's a Talbot's bag. And it looks brand new because it has the like crossbody, like the shoulder strap in here. And it's like still in its paper. So I don't know. It is $12. So I don't know if that would be worth it. I'm going to look it up though. Why not?
After checking comps, I do decide to pick that up, mostly because I really love it, but I think it could sell around $40. Okay, shout out to anyone that had FabFitFun. I got that in a FabFitFun box like way long time ago. I'm seeing a bunch of these like Bagalini bags that we saw in the cards previously. But I think with the little bit of a discount, it'll be about $10 for that bag. I think there's some profit to be made there, and I think it will sell. It's got that like really cool blue color. All right, checking out these Nikes that caught my eye, but I end up leaving those behind. Look at this cart. I mean, it is overflowing, like by definition overflowing. And guys, stay tuned because we are not done yet. Doing a quick drive-by of the kids' shoes to see if we see anything new. Nothing up there that looked new to me. It's looking a little bit dry over on that rack. So let's go check this last final rack too. I really liked before when they used to have them all in one place, but I guess this isn't too bad. I do end up looking up this Your Peck bag, but it was nothing of value for me to sell. This Eddie Bauer bag is something I would grab at the bins, but certainly not for $8. I have sold Eddie Bauer backpacks before, but I mean, they got to be pretty special to sell over like 20 or 25. No new shoes that I'm seeing here today. Those are some little Land's End shoes. As I'm walking back to the next rack, I'm seeing some things that I've seen on the carts in recent days, which is to be expected. These Cole Haans also catch my eye. These are in absolutely beautiful condition. They are blue suede shoes by definition. They are, the bottoms look great. So these I did decide to grab. I ended up paying up. They were marked at $15, so they're going to be $12 after my 20% off coupon. Another good find was this Duluth Trading Co. This is an extra large tall. It also does not even seem to be washed. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody donated that with the Ariat. This is such a cute little pretty dress. This is my daughter's size. So I'm going to pick this up for Easter for $3.75. That'll be her Easter dress next year, but it's going to go in her Christmas box full of thrifted clothes. But I'm excited for her to see that. I think she's going to like it. All right, quick story time. English Laundry is nothing to be excited about. I once found it thinking it was English Factory. I did not understand that those are different brands, and it sat, and I was so excited when it finally sold. So English Factory, fantastic. English Laundry, please leave behind. All right, another Robert Graham shirt. This one looked a little bit more basic, so I was trying to consider maybe I should sell the other ones first. Maybe I should grab that one. Still kind of deciding on that. Here's another really nice Eddie Bauer. It is also only standard price. Nice big size, so that is a grab as well. And my cart is just growing and growing and growing today. I was pretty astonished, but you know, sometimes you find good things and you just got to roll with it and be thankful. This was an interesting Nike. They always have it marked up, but stuff like that at the bins I would certainly grab. I like selling Nike, but they always have it priced up at my Goodwill retail stores. Saw these on top of some of the racks. These are a pair of Merrells, so for $12. These are an easy grab for me. They'll be about $10 with the sale, and those constantly sell. These just look like a nice leather. They're azalea, and it looks like they were, produced overseas, but I comped those and they were nothing to grab. Torrid, I have sold their shoes, but I will not pay more than $1 or $2 because they just don't sell for super high. These Crocs were great. I thought about grabbing them for $6, but the heel drag was just too much on them. They were in bad condition, and Crocs are only going to sell for like $15 or $20 anyway. All right, trying to show you just the sheer capacity of the things I have in here. This was a Torrid I was considering. It is a size 3, which is a 3X, and that's my favorite size to buy in Torrid. I do end up leaving this just because it's a bit basic and I have so many things at the bins that would have been a super exciting find for me. I do end up grabbing this Chico's though. This is a linen blend, like a full length lightweight cardigan, like duster. So that was a grab. This is another one of those. Remember the dress I found yesterday? Terzio Millennio. This is new with tags. I end up leaving this one mostly because I don't have any experience with the brand and I want to see how the previous one does. I think the sage green is a good selling point for the other one, and the other one was a maxi length. So even though it wasn't new with tags and this one is, I end up leaving this one. This is a Cynthia, oh my goodness, Rowley 100% silk dress. Don't worry, I put it back. I'm just hanging it there in the meantime. Got some ab democracy jeans with that ab technology. But the Cynthia Rowley, I end up leaving it at the bins. 100% silk, I would have grabbed it. Here's some little camo pants that are going to be in my son's Christmas present. Got some little grabs for my little nephew. They have little turtles on them, these little Oshkosh overalls. And look at this Baby Gap sweater. I mean, seriously, for a couple dollars, it's going to take him a little bit to grow into this one, but hopefully he will love it. Lots of new carts out today too, so let's dive in. First thing I found was this Descendants book. My daughter's absolutely gonna love it. She is obsessed with Descendants right now, so this is gonna be a Christmas present for her. I'm so excited for her to open that. I'm getting this one for my niece. That'll be part of her Christmas present. They're at a great age for these little chapter books like that. I'm not familiar with the story, so if anyone's heard of it, let me know. This I wanted to show you, just the artwork you can find at thrift stores. I think it is a print. It did not feel like it's hand painted, but it was really still stunning. So with my overflowing cart, we're gonna go check out and see what more we can find, even though I don't know where I'm gonna put more stuff, but we will figure it out. All right, there's some fun little dice. Those would be a cute little stocking stuffer for the right couple maybe. Did anybody watch The Wiggles? I feel like I missed The Wiggles. I don't know what era that was, but I've heard of them, but I never watched them, and my kids have not watched them. These would be great books for if you're putting together like gift baskets for a gift warming situation. I was thinking about that friend that I've still been putting together a basket for. But it's not a housewarming, so I decided to leave it. But they would have been great for a housewarming basket. This was a really nice Isaac Mizrahi diaper bag. I hope somebody that needs one grabs that. I love the sage green color. That's very on trend. I've been mentioning. I see these wooden bowls at thrift stores a lot. I have my own set, so I don't need to rescue them, but they are, really beautiful. Utensils, lots of pots and pans. I have replaced some of my pots and pans at thrift stores before. This looked like one of those really big like oil or vinegar glass jars. I'm always so nervous when things are all put together that they're gonna break in here. I have heard things broke. We heard that in one of the Thriftmas days, unfortunately. It does happen, but things are just so precariously put into this cart. I'm surprised everything survives as much as they do. All right, here's a whole bunch of tumblers. Here's a Starbucks tumbler without a straw. That was $5. There's some bags, Marona. That's just what, Kohl's or Target, I think. Lots more tumblers, but all of these were like almost $5. There was a couple more Starbucks ones, but they all were too pricey. This looked like maybe somebody cleaning out a nursery. It was the Music Box Company and a little Noah's Ark. Then there's this little Noah's Ark pig. Like, these things just tug at my heartstrings. These did not right away feel like great leather, so I didn't try too hard to figure out what those were. Boots like that, you really can often just tell by picking them up if they are worth digging into or if they are a little bit of trash. All right, wow, guys, look, we found Louis Vuitton. I think this is probably like a Temu thing or like from a street vendor, but hey, we can still say we almost found Louis Vuitton. These Talbot sandals were in great condition. I considered picking them up, but at the bins, I probably would have grabbed those. They were leather. Here's another Starbucks one, but again at $5. Those are so hard to sell these days. I think they're just so oversaturated. We were then in our Stanley era. Now we're in the like Owala era, and for all I know, we're in something else. Somebody tell me what water bottle era we are in, because the water bottle phenomenon just goes over my head. I don't get it. The point of a reusable water bottle is you can reuse it over and over again and not overconsume the environment with materials, and then people collect and have dozens and dozens and dozens of them. So somebody explain that to me. Huge piece of wall art that they've got strewn over the cart here. There's that bag that we had seen yesterday. Some repeats, but there's a lot of added things into these. I think we've seen that wreath for a couple days. We saw that inflatable. All right, this is it's a sealed game. It's called Exploring or Discovering Ireland. My husband is from an Irish family, so we actually end up picking that up. We're going to give that to his sisters. A couple of them are roommates right now, and we're going to put like a DoorDash gift card in it with it, and they can, have a night in playing that game. All right, this was a really exciting personal find for the day. This was only $6. It's brand new in box. When I got it home, it is impeccable. I've already charged it. I've already used it, and yeah, that sells for like $40 on eBay. And with toddlers, yes, please. Look at these vintage cookbooks, all of the like Campbell's soups. I'm sure that would be great. Like someone's gonna love that. I didn't scan that on eBay. For all I know, they kind of sell. In case anyone was worried that they sold out of those card folios from Thriftmas Day, whatever, no fear. There's a whole bunch more. So come on over to my Goodwill if you want those. All right, here's some fun like party games. You got like Minesweeper with shots. You got roulette with shots. You really just never know what you're gonna find here. I mean, a Wendy's beanie with like her braids down the back. Where else are you gonna find this kind of stuff? These little gloves, I didn't end up looking them up because they were little kids' youth gloves, and I already have one for my son. He had one at like 6 months old that I found in a thrift store. He's not even, he's 2 right now, so he's never even used it. But one of these days we'll get to it, and I picked it up for like $1 or so. So we are all prepped. My daughter's little baseball glove was also from a thrift store. All right, we have done a little bit of damage with this cart. We got shoes, we got clothes, we got everything. I've gotten a few questions recently for my process for sorting my cart. So here's a quick little window into the behind the scenes of me sorting. I'm hopefully checking zippers, looking for stains and flaws and holes and all those types of things. I'm re-looking at prices and comps sometimes to determine if it's something that is worth me getting. Something like this, I'm trying to decide, is it going to be for a family member? Like, am I grabbing this one for my husband, or is it to resell? Because I am at this time making kind of two piles. What is going to be resale items and what is going to be personal items, because I do keep all of my expenses separate. I have, a business credit card that I put everything on, and then I check out separately for all of my personal items. So when I get to the cashier, I just usually say, hey, I have two quick, purchases. And I was excited about those shorts. Two quick separate transactions if that's not a problem. And they've always been really nice at every single store I've gone to. I've never had any pushback on that. I also, while I'm going through this, I'm taking hangers off, and then I just hand them to the cashier, or sometimes they have a rack in the store that's for hangers. I'll go put them there. So I'm just setting them on the side for right now, but I will turn those hangers in somewhere nice. I really love this leather jacket, so I'm trying to make sure that to spend $25 on it, it is absolutely flawless, and it really is. It's a stunning piece. I'm excited to get it listed. I think it's going to photograph really nicely. And yeah, it'll be a bit heavy to ship, but that's okay.
We're headed to checkout, but tell me this is not the cutest little guy you've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. My hair is just like, whatever. Let's go.
As I'm heading to checkout, I see this brand new addition to the store since I was here yesterday. They've got all these like Squishmallow dupes, but you're supposed to like keep your hands warm in them, so that's kind of strange, but they have them priced at $16 each. I'm curious to see how well those are going to sell.
I was literally in line. It was like, I forgot to check the pushback rack. A Silk Theory blazer. I mean, come on. Standard price, amazing condition, size 8. Let's see if there's anything else here. New York and Company, CC. What is this? Everything is tangled. Marsh Landing. We got, some LL Bean. Oh, I think we saw these before. But they're $10. I might have grabbed them if they were $5. JG. All right, that's it. We got this.
Before I got in line for the second time, I realized that I accidentally left my hangers sitting over there in the hard goods. So of course I ran back over to get them. And on my way back, I saw this Gianni beanie dress. Now normally Gianni beanie is not worth it to me. I did comp this. It is 100% silk. We're going into the Christmas holiday season. So I grabbed that, but then I end up realizing there is a small flaw. So I leave it, but then I see a brand new rack.
I just grabbed so much stuff off of that new rack, and the gentleman that somebody brought the rack out, and then I was kind of looking through it, and then the gentleman started taking stuff off the rack and putting it in the carts. So that must be the key to what all these new carts are. So they must bring a new rack out, let us look through it, and then they put them on the carts, and then they wheel the carts around the store to stock the store. That makes sense. I just didn't know that. So I don't know what else is in those two things, because I only got to about half the rack and I have 10 things, and some of them are really, really, really good. And I was literally in line at one point, and then was oh, the new rack, or the putback rack. And then I forgot about my hangers and was like, oh my gosh, I left my hangers just sitting in the store. That's rude. So I went back to get my hangers, and then I saw them do the new rack, and then here we are. So I'm sorry this turning into the longest Thriftmas ever, but I had to tell you guys. So all of those new things and hangers, I literally just grabbed as fast as I could. So let me show you.
First is this slouchy jumpsuit. Everyone has been wearing these recently, and it's a really trendy color. It's incredibly soft, and this is Halara. It's kind of an online boutique brand that does a lot of activewear and dresses and stuff. So we grabbed that. It's $8 for the standard jumpsuit price. This is Gretchen Scott, which I did end up looking up to verify. I've sold it a few times, but it's a really cute shirt dress. I think this will be great in springtime, maybe around Easter, but I think it should sell between $35 and $45. Then I hit the mother load of Hudson jeans. I found one and then I just keep finding them. This was a cool like ombre. Yes, a lot of them are skinny or slim, but those sell for me, and Hudson usually sells around like 30 at minimum, sometimes up to 40, sometimes down maybe a little bit to 25, but I like it. We found that one pair of Hudson at the beginning of the trip, and now we're finding a bunch more. So time and true, we don't want that. That got mixed in. So I will put those on the put back rack, or actually just put it in the cart so they can wheel to the store. Pistola I also got again. I picked up previously, but these have a really trendy like bottom cut. I've sold that before, and I think that'll do better than the other style we had purchased. Here's another pair of Hudson. These are all the standard price of $6.99. They don't have that as trendy of the flap back pocket as I found earlier, so that's a little bit disappointing, but I'm still gonna grab them. They're all in really, really good condition. It'll be an easy listing day because I'll just do all of these at once, and that'll be my listings for the day. Then I found something that ended up being disappointing. This is Alice and Olivia, but it's 100% wool, and I end up realizing it's a large, and it's definitely shrunk. So I struggled putting it back because it's so cute, but it's certainly shrunk. Like, there's no way. I even was talking to one of the Goodwill employees, like, hey, what size do you think this is? Just to kind of like bounce it off them. And yeah, so that ends up getting put back. The Gianni beanie ends up getting put back because it has that stain. And I grabbed this pair of white pants because I saw the pair of blue pants and I was hoping they were the same, but they're not. This is one state, maybe worth grabbing at the bins, but after comping it, I decide to leave those behind, even though they're in great condition. And then the blue pair ends up being the find of the day, potentially. And these are Acris Punto. They are a like wide leg baby blue trouser pant. My entire cart of hangers is about to fall, so I have to fix those. But here are those Acris Punto pants. They are in such good condition. They look to be a newer style. They have an extra button attached. Like, everything is screaming quality on these, and Acris Punto is a really high brand.
We have a really full cart today. Like, I don't even have bags to put it in. So let me try to get this all in my car, and I'll give you a quick recap of how much I spent, because it was a lot. I'm a little bit speechless. I spent $204 today, $204.43, but I bought 33 items. So that just goes to show that I think my lowest amount of items I picked up one day was 6, and that was all the items on the new stuff that I wanted to buy, and I was okay with that, and I left. And today I again only shopped the new racks, and then if something caught my eye here and there, and I bought 33 items. So you never know what you're gonna find. You never know what you're gonna see. If you go once and it's terrible, don't give up. I mean, give it a few times at individual stores, because you never know what you're gonna find. So I just did my cost of goods. My cost of goods, if I just divide the total cost by 33, is going to be like $6.40, something around there. But what I'm probably going to do is take the leather jacket that was $25 out of that, because it would drive everything up. So if I take that out, I will put that one into my cost of goods as $25. I know it's going to sell over that. That is okay. And then everything else, my cost of goods will be $5.40, because I had the 20% off coupon, and I had the I had like $9 in points from yesterday. I also bought for my own family 9 items for $37.60. So I'm getting some Christmas shopping done, which is great, and you guys are coming along with me. Thank you again for being so kind. If you are new to my channel, I'm sorry that I haven't really done a great job of introducing myself, because we've just been diving in every day, but I am a part-time reseller. I do this as I can, and I just really enjoy spending time with you guys on here on YouTube. So thank you for being so warm and encouraging during Thriftmas. All right, I absolutely need to get home because I was in there way longer than I expected to. And guess what? There's only one more day. One more day of Thriftmas. So come back tomorrow for day 12, and hopefully we'll close it out with a bang. Bye.